Hello, everyone, and a really warm welcome, especially to all our senior viewers. We know that making healthy choices is a part of your daily life, and it takes real effort to feel your best. So today, we're going to try to make that effort just a little bit easier. We are going on a mission to uncover some of those healthy food imposters that might be hiding right in your own kitchen. You might feel like you're doing everything by the book. You're reading labels, you're picking foods that sound healthy, but what if some of those choices are actually working against you in disguise? In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on the foods that could be quietly getting in the way of your health goals. So what's the deal here? Well, the main reason for all this confusion actually has a name. It's called the health halo. It's this clever psychological trick, really. We see one good thing on a package, a word like bran or fruit, and our brain just automatically assumes the entire product is good for us. But as you're about to see, that is rarely the full story. All right, let's dive into our first category of imposters, the sugary traps. These are foods that look all wholesome and good for you, but are secretly packed with hidden sugar. Okay, first up, flavored yogurt. It seems like the perfect snack, doesn't it? You've got protein, you've got calcium, but here's the shocker. A single serving cup of flavored yogurt can have as much sugar as a candy bar. And let's be real, most of that sweetness is not coming from fruit. It's just straight up added sugar. 30 grams. Let that sink in for a second. That's 7.5 teaspoons of sugar. Imagine taking a sugar bowl and literally scooping 7.5 spoonfuls into one tiny yogurt cup. That's a staggering amount for what's supposed to be a healthy snack. And here's that health halo effect in full force. Let's talk about the classic bran muffin. The word bran just screams healthy fiber, right? But just look at this comparison. The muffin can have nearly double the calories and more than twice the sugar of a glazed donut. A donut! That little bit of extra fiber just does not make up for that massive difference. But hey, the good news is, the solution here is really simple. Instead of that pre-flavored yogurt, just grab some plain Greek yogurt and toss in your own fresh fruit. You get to control the sweetness. And for muffins, baking a small batch at home is an awesome way to get that breakfast treat without that bakery sugar bomb. Next up, let's talk about carbs in disguise. For years, all we heard was low fat is healthy. But when food companies took out the fat, they had to replace it with something to make it taste good, and that something was usually refined carbs and a whole lot of salt. And pretzels were the king of this low-fat era, weren't they? They seemed like a totally guilt-free, crunchy snack. But our understanding of nutrition has changed. We know now that snacks high in refined flour and salt can spike your blood sugar and really impact your heart health, which, nutritionally speaking, puts them a lot closer to junk food than a healthy choice. And what about sushi? It has a massive health halo. I mean, the fish itself is fantastic for you. But what makes up the bulk of a sushi roll? It's refined white rice. And then you dip it in high-sodium soy sauce. And suddenly, the scales start to tip. The carbs and salt can actually start to outweigh the benefits of the fish. So what are the smarter swaps? Well, if you're craving that salty crunch, air-popped popcorn is a fantastic whole grain choice. And on sushi night, you could try ordering sashimi to really focus on the fish, or just ask for brown rice and try to go a little easier on that soy sauce. Our final category is, well, maybe the most deceptive of them all. We're talking about snacks that use words like fruit and veggie right on the box to trick us into thinking they're a healthy option. Gummy fruit snacks are the perfect example. The box probably has pictures of real fruit all over it. But let's be crystal clear. Whenever you see fruit juice concentrate on an ingredient list, just translate that in your head to one word: sugar. Because that's basically all it is. All the amazing fiber and nutrients from the original fruit, they're long gone. And it's the exact same story with those colorful, crunchy veggie sticks. They are not carrots and celery that have been magically put into a bag. They are mostly corn flour and potato starch. That green or orange color, it's usually just a tiny dusting of vegetable powder. They simply do not count as a serving of vegetables. So the takeaway here is actually wonderfully simple. The best choice is always the real thing. Nothing, and I mean nothing, can replace the vitamins, minerals, and fiber you get from a fresh piece of fruit or a platter of crunchy, actual vegetable sticks. Wow, we've unmasked quite a few imposters, haven't we? So let's bring it all together. Here are all those simple, smarter swaps in one handy, quick reference guide. And here it is, your healthy swap cheat sheet. So, swap that flavored yogurt for plain yogurt and fruit. Ditch the giant store-bought muffin for a homemade one. Grab popcorn instead of pretzels. choose sashimi over those white rice rolls. And always, always pick fresh fruit and real veggies over their processed impersonators. Now, after hearing all of that, you might be thinking, oh great, do I have to give up all my favorite snacks? And the answer is absolutely not. The goal is not perfection. It's all about finding a healthy, sustainable balance that works for you. A fantastic way to think about this is the 80-20 rule. The idea is really simple. You focus on making those smart, whole food choices 80% of the time, and that leaves you 20% of the time to enjoy some of those more indulgent foods, completely guilt-free. See, this is about proportion, not punishment. Most of your week is filled with nourishing foods that make you feel great, but there's always a little room for the treats you truly love. That's what turns healthy eating into a lifelong habit, not some miserable short-term diet. So the big idea today isn't to make you fear food, but to feel informed. It's about looking right past those flashy labels to understand what you're really eating. So, as you go about your week, I'll leave you with this question. What's one simple swap you can make to start looking beyond the health halo? Thanks for joining me today.